Hello, this is the training video for the Rule of Thirds project that we're working on for photography. The project name is ROTFL, R-O-T-F-L, for Rule of Thirds. And the output, or the project when you're done, should look something like this in your web starts page. So this is an animated GIF. You're going to use the picture you took the other day and crop it to Rule of Thirds in Photoshop. Add the graphics and create this frame-by-frame animation that you see here. So we need to go to Photoshop, and you need to open up the folders that have your pictures. Find the picture you want to use. So I have here what I think is an interesting subject with Godzilla sitting at one of our workstations. So I think that covers the interesting subject. Lighting looks good, and let's see how the Rule of Thirds plays into this picture. Just at first glance, it looks like that the middle third has got Godzilla in it. And maybe the hotspot is his face, and we're not necessarily on a hotspot. So I might want to make some changes. Another thing I observe about this picture is on the right side here, I can see not much activity, just the backs of computers and a few people, but barely able to see them. Whereas on this side, we have a lot of activity in the left third, and definitely where Godzilla is, and little onion skin layering behind it with the students and the photobombing from Mariah. So I'm going to use the Rule of Thirds crop tool, and that's just the crop tool actually. It's right here, and what we want to do is come in and just click, and you're going to see the Rule of Thirds grid pop up, but we're in a cropping tool mode, so whatever I click on the check, that's what I'm going to be left with. So I can change the size of this image. I could cut it. I can crop a piece out. So remember we said we wanted to kind of get rid of the right side there, so I'm just going to come in and notice that this hot spot right here is right where I want it, near the face. I don't have any of Godzilla chopped off on the right, so I think that spot's good. And I also see over here in the left third, we've got our students in the front row. I like this, so I'm going to click the check. That's right up here. And now I've cropped my picture to Rule of Thirds, or to where I've got the composition matching up with Rule of Thirds. So we're ready to move on with this. And not all pictures need a cropping. But check it. Use the crop tool to just lay out the Rule of Thirds grid over your picture, and look to see if the hotspots are pinpointing where the subject is and where you want the viewer's eyes to go, what you want them to see at those hotspots. Anyway, we're going to move on here now to the technical side of this project, which is to create the animated GIF. So right up here, I'm going to unlock the layer, click OK, and the next thing I want to take a look at is, one second, we want to look at the image size now. So I'm going to go up here to image size, and for the width, I want you to make the width of this image 9 inches. So we're here in the document size where the units are inches. I'm going to hit 9, and that gives me about a 6-inch height. I'm going to click OK. Gets small, but that's okay because we know it's going to go on web starts and it doesn't need to be that big. So I'm going to do a Control-1 and look at what this size actually is as far as how it would look on the screen, and that's what we have. So I want to add another layer now because I want to put the graphics, the Rule of Thirds grid graphics on there like I showed you in the demo. So I'm going to add a new layer down here, and I'm going to look at the, pay attention to the width is 9. I know that if I'm going to divide 9 into thirds, that every 3 inches I should have a vertical line to match up with the rule of thirds grid. And then I've got about a 6-inch height. I'm just going to round to 6. So it's about 2 inches. Every 2 inches I should get my horizontal lines. So I'm going to draw those now. I'm going to use the drawing tools. I'm going to come over here to below the type tool, and I'm going to click and hold and make sure that my line tool is selected if you didn't already see it. If it looked like that, you click and hold, switch it to there. But if you already see the line, you're good. Just make sure that's clicked. Remember, the shift key will allow you to draw perfectly vertical and perfect horizontal lines. So I just got to pay attention now to maybe the colors. So I got my foreground color at black. I do have a stroke color up here of magenta or pink. Fill is nothing. I'm going to turn fill to black. I'm going to turn the stroke to black, 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 black. Click out, get that, rid of that. And I'm going to set the weight up here to 5 pixels. 5 pixels right up there. Okay. So those are the details of my line. I'm going to draw the lines now very quickly. I'm going to go up, hover around where the 3 inches are here, and it's going to hold the shift key down, and I'm going to just drag down a line like that. And then I'm going to go to 6 inches, hold the shift key down, and just come right up there and drag straight down from there. It doesn't matter if I overdraw it. What goes on the artboard stays on the artboard. Has no, it's not part or does not change our image in any way. I'm going to go over here to 2 inches, hold the shift key, draw that across, go to 4 inches, hold, draw across, and there you go. I've got my rule of thirds. Got my rule of thirds grid right here. The graphics made, and I've used 2 layers to do that somehow. Let's see, what do I do? Okay, that's there. Okay. All right. So now I've got my 3 layers. I'm going to now set up the animation part of this. We're almost done. I'm going to go to the window here, and I'm going to go to animation. Let me find it here. Sorry, it's going to be timeline. Timeline. Sorry, not animation. Window, timeline. Click that. We have our timeline, and we want to go ahead and lay out our frames here. We got to get the right view set. It should be here. Okay, click that little link that you just saw me click. And things falling into place now for me. Yes. Okay, so you go from timeline view here to this very bottom left corner. See where I'm at? See where my mouse is? Right there. Okay. We want to click that to change to frame view. And we have 1 frame. And it's 5 seconds in duration. I'm going to change that to 1 second. And I'm going to figure out which layers I want to show on this frame based on which ones I turn on and off. I'm going to turn off that layer and that layer. I'm going to turn off the graphics layers, so I'm just left with the picture. So the picture is what's going to show on frame 1, because that's where I have the eyeballs. Okay? Again, let me show that to you again. On frame 1, you decide which layers you want to show, because this is going to be an animated GIF. So it's going to need multiple frames. So I'm going to turn off that layer and that layer, the graphics layers, so we start with the picture. Now I'm going to create a new frame. See where I'm at? See where I'm at? Right there. See? Now I have 2 frames. On this frame, I want all the layers to show. So I'm going to click those layers on. So I've got the layer here that only shows the original layer, and I got the frame here that has everything. And that's it. I'm done. If I want to play it, click the little playhead here. It played it. Okay, it just plays it once. And we're ready to save it as a GIF. We have to file save for web and devices to get to the GIF options. So I'm going to go File, Save for Web. And for the presets, I want this to be a GIF. You can go 128 dither or not no dither. Honestly, I don't know what those mean. I know what the 128 means. And anyway, so, but not this dither, no dither. Oh, forget about that. Just pick the top one there and click Save. You want to browse to your folder, and we want to call this ROTFL, R-O-T-F-L, and we want to keep it as it's going to be a GIF file. So go ahead and figure out where you're going to save it in your folder, obviously, and then go ahead and play it. So find it, browse to where it's at in your folder, look for rotfl.gif or GIF, double click on it, and it should play. It should play. Played once. Let me just see what that is now. Let's go back. Let's troubleshoot. Let's see what's going on here. That layer. Once. That's why. See the setting down here? See what I did? I got to make that forever. Make sure that says forever down there. Let's try this again. File. Save for web. And just everything looks good. Save. Replace it. Go ahead and make the name ROTFL. And go ahead and replace it if you need to. Go back to your folder. Of course, you won't have this problem. Just me. Desktop. Go back to my desktop. And right there. Play that. Boom. There we go. There we go. Forever and ever. Put that on your actually on your photography page, not your animation page. Even though this is a GIF animation, it has to do with photography and rule of thirds, and you use your skills as an animator that you use in the last unit to now create animation for projects that you can use to show in other types of media, in this case Photoshop and photography. So put this in your photography page, on your photography page in WebStarts, and we'll check it out on Friday. Thank you.